So I've been meaning to do a story time on my labor and delivery. I just forgot. But I went in Monday, June 28th at 6 p.m. to the hospital to get induced. But they started me off on this pill that's supposed to soften my cervix to open it up. Because when I went to the hospital, I was only 1 centimeter dilated. So I didn't actually start getting induced until the next morning about 8:30, which I was 3.5 centimeters dilated then in the morning, when they started the Pitocin, which is the drug that's supposed to induce you. So a little while after they started that, I started to get my contractions, so I got the IV drugs, which those were terrible. Those were horrible. I had a terrible headache after I took those. But I actually fell asleep, and then I woke up with horrible contractions. They actually really hurt. I do remember those hurting really bad, which is why I got the epidural. I was having contractions while I was getting my epidural, and what hurt the most about getting the epidural was the position they put you in, because you have to bend your back like this for them to put the epidural into your spine, because the needle is extremely long. But then halfway through the day, I looked down at my hand where my IV was. It was actually in my right hand, and I looked at it and it didn't look like I was getting any IV in it, and I was like, "Mom, are you sure they're giving me the IV?" And she was like, "Yes, they are." And the nurse came in I think an hour later, and she was like, "Yeah, we stopped the Pitocin, blah, 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 blah." I personally think they stopped the Pitocin because they didn't want to deliver my baby on their shift. So they didn't start my Pitocin until about an hour after that. And then I fell asleep, so I didn't feel any contractions the entire time I had my epidural. They do come in and move your legs around. I was able to move my legs around a little bit after I got my epidural. When I first got it, I wasn't able to move at all, but later on I was able to move my legs, but I couldn't feel anything. So then they checked my cervix, and I was still at 3.5 centimeters, so I haven't, progressed any time throughout the day. So then I fell asleep, and then I woke up about 11:50-ish with this really heavy pressure. It was a really weird feeling. And I went ahead and pressed a little button to let the nurses know so they can come in and check me. And then I rolled over and, told my mom to wake up because she was asleep. And then the nurse came in and she was asking me what's wrong and what I was feeling. And then she checked my cervix. She was like, "Oh, yeah, you're 10 centimeters dilated." And I was like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" Because literally an hour before that, I was 3.5 centimeters dilated, so I thought she was joking. So they called the doctor, and the doctor came, and then I pushed for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I had my baby. Here she was when she was first born. She's now 7 weeks old.